Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to make this really beautiful Happy Easter Bunny wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. I just fell in love with that Easter Bunny sign. It looks like a postcard, and that's what inspired this whole wreath. I'm going to start by adding pipe cleaners to my 14-inch frame. This frame is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add a tie to each center crossbar. And then once I do that all the way around, I'm going to pick a random crossbar on the outside to start. I go around 2 rings. I twist it 3 times. I lay it along the length of the wreath. Where it ends is where I add my next pipe cleaner. And I'll do that going all the way around. And it usually lines up perfectly. I decided to use this really pretty brown mesh. You don't really use brown mesh a lot. It's usually jute, and I had this mesh and I just thought it was so perfect. The edges of the sign have a brown glitter and they're almost the exact same color as this mesh. So this is 21-inch mesh, and I'm gonna do the poof method. So I'm attaching it to my frame with a zip tie, and then I'll trim everything away. And I put it to the left of my pipe cleaner so that as I go around, I'll finish where I started. I'm going to do 12-inch poofs. And I'm just using my mat to measure. I'm going to twist once because I'm adding other things. And then I'll just poof my poof. Fluff my poof. And I'll continue this all the way around the outside. You can see when I put it inside the pipe cleaner, it's really scrunched together. Okay, once I finish going around, I'm going to pull my mesh up to the closest pipe cleaner in the center. Again, twisting once, and now I'll continue going around the inside, making 12-inch poofs. And then once I get to the end, I'm going to open up the pipe cleaner where I started on the center, and then just add this mesh in. And I had just enough mesh to make these poofs, so I was very lucky. Sometimes I have to fight with it. I was lost. There was too many pipe cleaners there, and I was grabbing the wrong one. That's why it's helpful to push them out of the way before you start the center. I didn't do that, and I was fighting with it. And then I just push my poofs apart, and I push the excess mesh to the back, and then I'll attach that to the frame with a zip tie, and again trim everything away. If anyone's interested in following me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Southern Wreaths More, on Facebook at Southern Wreaths, and I also have a Facebook group called Southern Wreaths and More. I would love to see any of the wreaths you've made, especially if you do any based on my videos. That would be amazing. I also have all of these links in the description below. To attach my sign, I'm going to remove this ribbon from the top. Now you can get a better look at it, how it looks like a postcard. It's so cute. It is a metal sign, so I'm going to use E6000 and my Gorilla hot glue to attach these pipe cleaners. I'm doing that before I finish my wreath, just so it has time to dry. And I just put a line wherever I want to add my pipe cleaner. And I am adding 2 just for extra security. You could also wrap wire through the holes that are already there. I just always use pipe cleaners to attach my wreaths. my signs to my wreaths. So I put the E6000 on the actual frame. I put some hot glue on the pipe cleaners that I've bent to be like a table. And then I add a ton of hot glue over top of that. I will hold that there until it dries. And then I just stuck this ribbon spool beside it just in case it wanted to fall over when I went to my next one. I do let this sit and dry the entire time I'm finishing the wreath. You do want to wait as long as possible because they can even pop off because E6000 takes a while to, I guess it's called cure or to set. So I'm using this jute mesh. I believe it's 10-inch mesh. Yeah, because I got it from Hobby Lobby. And I'm cutting it at 24 inches. And I'm going to cut 14 pieces. Normally I make ruffles, but today I decided I wanted to try the Woodland Ruffle. The mesh was just curling so nice, and I just wanted to do something different. So I'm rolling 3 times on each end to make curls, and then I'll gather it in the center. If this is hard for you to do, you can use a clip, like a chip clip, or just stick something heavy on it on either end. And then I'm going to open my pipe cleaner and add the mesh in. I really like the way it looked in this wreath. I like the curls, but then you also get kind of a ruffle effect with the edges. And I really like the two browns together, especially with the softer ribbons that I'm using. And you can see I walk my fingers up the center to get back to the top curl. Some of these don't want to curl as good as the others because I found jute mesh lays a lot flatter than regular mesh. So like I said before, if you need to hold down the other end while you make a really nice curl, you can use something heavy, or you can even use a chip clip or any kind of clip that you have, a hair clip. And see, I just like to arrange the curl. And it looks kind of a little messed up at first. It doesn't look really pretty. And a lot of times I've found that with wreaths that sometimes it just doesn't look right until the end. So if you think you're not doing something right, just keep going to the end, and then you might find that it actually looks amazing. I found this really pretty floral ribbon that matched the sign like really, really well. And I'm just wrapping it around my 12-inch piece of cardboard. I'm going to wrap it 7 times. I need 14 pieces of each ribbon. If I had the sign turned over, you would see that the flowers at the bottom match the colors in this ribbon perfectly. And then I found the blue ribbon. It kind of looks like denim, but it's really light blue. I found that at Old Time Pottery. And I really like the blue with the sign as well. There's blue in the bottom. There's also little Easter eggs. The rabbits are putting Easter eggs, I think, in a barrel. I didn't want to go with any glitter in this wreath. I kind of didn't like the fact that the sign had glitter in it, but I didn't want to alter it because I didn't want to take the glitter off and it mess up the sign somehow because it is metal. I didn't want to scrape it. And here are the 2 ribbons, and I'm just showing you how I stack them. Each stack or each one is different. So I do like the blue on the top, then the floral on the top. And all this does is make it where when I'm fluffing my when I'm fluffing my ribbon, there's just a different color going a different way each time. You don't have to do that. You could either just fluff it different, or you could make them all the same. This is just helpful for me when I'm making my wreath. So to add my ribbon, I like to make sure I'm getting it as even as possible on each end. And then I fold the ribbon in half. And then where the crease is in the center, I pinch it together. It kind of creates like a bow tie. And then I add it to my pipe cleaner as close to the center as I can get it. Then I'll twist the pipe cleaner 3 times, and I do it really tight. Then I'll use my glue stick or a pin to roll down the pipe cleaners, and then I just fluff my ribbon. I do X's in the center, and then for the outside, I make like butterfly or bow tie, however way you would want to put it, where the 2 top ribbons go straight across and the 2 bottom ones flare out. I like to do it this way because I don't like my ribbons to overlap a lot, because I feel like you lose a lot of the ribbon if you do that. If that's the look you're going for, then great. I just hate to waste. And if you're covering up the ribbon, what's the point of it being on there? But see how I don't like push it all the way up? I just keep it kind of straight across. But you can do whatever looks great to you and makes you happy. Okay, that's what it looks like when it's done, and now I'm going to add my sign after it's dried. And you can see a little bit the flowers here. It has pink and purple flowers with the green. Oh, it's in a basket. They're putting the eggs in a basket. You can kind of see the glitter there on the sign when I tilt the wreath. But I'm just pushing the pipe cleaners to the back and wrapping them around the frame. I felt like something was missing, and I had this garland, and I was originally going to wrap the entire garland around, but I felt like that was too much. So I'm just cutting a color of, two of each color, just one big and one small. And then I'm pulling the string out with my wire cutters, and I'm going to cut these pipe cleaners in half. And I'm just going to use hot glue to put at the top where the holes are. Stick the pipe cleaner in, not very far, probably about halfway through the egg. And then when I place them in the wreath, I kind of tilt them a little bit so you can't see the hole at the top of the egg. And I think Dollar Tree sells foam eggs on a stick that you could do the same thing, but you might want to pull the wooden stick off and add the pipe cleaners just so you can attach them to your wreath. And even with this foam, you can also paint it. You just might lose some of the glitter, so if you wanted glitter, you would have to add it back in, because these do have a little bit of glitter on them. Thankfully, it wasn't like the glitter that falls off. It was just kind of a little bit of shininess. But I'm just sticking it through, either through the mesh or just straight to the frame, and then wrapping it around the frame. And I'm just going around. First, I added all the big ones, and then I filled in with the smaller eggs. And I tried to make the colors as far apart as possible so they weren't any side by side. But that's it. That's how I made my Happy Easter Bunny wreath, doing their egg hunt. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching, and if you learned anything today or liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.